In today's world that we are now, it's a world of social media. It's a world of globalization where everyone wants to feel connected and to know exactly what's happening. Just not just something happening down your street or in your country or in another country in your continent. You are interested in what's happening in countries so far away from you, all in the name of what connectivity and of course globalization. And that has led to many people that immediately wake up in the morning, the first thing we want to do is just pick up our phones. It's either want to see if the comments that we left somewhere received replies, or most probably want to see if our comment somewhere was liked by people, or if our photos or the post we made somewhere or on our timeline was liked by individuals. So we are just so engrossed about what we receive on social media than what we receive here in real life. Now, how exactly is even social media itself making us lazy? Now, the truth is that social media has been designed in such a way that I think for me anyway, it leaves me exhausted, tired. But funny enough, we still find ourselves holding onto our phones and just being there on social media and just scrolling continuously. We don't even feel the passing of time whenever we are so locked on in these apps. We don't feel that time is passing. We're just so locked on, and before we know, we have spent like 5 hours, 6 hours on social media without even telling exactly what we are doing there. But funny enough, we just feel like we need to be there and feel connected and see exactly what's happening, because being there gives us this excitement that we cannot even explain what it is. Now, talking about how social media makes us so lazy, makes us lazy, or makes me lazy, makes us lazy. Your morning should be more of your most productive hours, because then you are refreshed. But by the time you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is to log on social media, you can't just help it that you feel exhausted, drained, unmotivated to do something else aside from just being there on social media. Why? Because social media gives you pleasure, instant gratification. You are there and you are feeling this release of pleasure while you are there. And just imagine that you are trying to then log out of social media to go and carry out other activities that should bring about productivity to you. You can't. Why? Because those activities that should bring about productivity do not give you this release of pleasure, unlike being on social media. I'm not talking about activities like doing something so highly productive, like maybe working with a client, or most probably going to work, or just doing something that has to do with bringing in money. Little activities such as even making your bed, even cleaning your kitchen, even doing the dishes, even cleaning your toilet, even sweeping the house, just carrying out general activities in your space, we feel so unmotivating. It feels so tiring because of what? It feels like you are indulging in painful activity. Why? Because you have been so exposed to unnatural release of pleasure that you don't find it in those activities, or that those little activities that has to do with you cleaning your space. You don't find that unnatural release of pleasure. So you rather go and indulge in something that is much more pleasurable than even being on social media, because of that reason why we tend to jump from app to app. We are on Facebook, and by the time we feel we're on Facebook, and the next thing you see yourself jumping to TikTok. The next thing you find yourself jumping to WhatsApp. The next thing you find yourself jumping to Instagram, just for the release of this pleasure. And you don't find those releases in things that are meant to be productive for you in your day. Then you realize that it's evening and you can't even tell exactly what you did with your time, because it's just so interesting how we become so locked into these social media platforms, and we can't even tell that time is just moving. And just imagine we are doing that every single day for 365 days in a year. Every single day we log on social media, and we're so locked in that we find it difficult to even log out. But social media makes us lazy. It's just the truth. It makes us lazy, not because we are lazy, but because of we have been exposed to this unnatural amount of pleasure. Any activity at all that doesn't give any form of instant gratification or pleasure, we find ourselves not actually indulging in them. If you are a lover of books, for example, and you are so attached to social media, you find that you find it very difficult to read a book. Because why? You're not receiving that. The amount of pleasure that you get from reading a book is not up to that of when you are actually what on social media. And so generally that's the reason why you find out that you are kind of, you procrastinate, you're kind of lazy in doing carrying out activities that are more productive. Why? Because of what? Of social media. Even when you feel frustrated, you feel unhappy after logging out, you still find, because it's a repetitive pattern, you still find yourself going back to social media. My own advice is this: that you need to consider your morning to be the most important part of your day. Make it a rule that you will not log in on social media the first thing after waking up. Try after an hour after waking up, try as much as possible not to log in on social media. In fact, keep your phones away from your bed. If you want an alarm, get an alarm clock. If you want to use the light, get a torch light. Let your phone not be close to you when you are lying down. That's the first thing you will do. You just have to force yourself and be disciplined. Force yourself, put your phones away. Ensure that social media is not the first thing you log in when you wake up in the morning. All right. Lay your bed, do something, lay your bed. You can just stretch for like 5 minutes. It's a habit, a little activity, and an hour. Try it a week, an hour, not logging on social media. Then you can extend it 2 hours, 3 hours. People spend like several hours without even logging on social media after waking up. They spend several hours. And if ever they're going to log in on social media, it should be for something very important. I hope this video has been helpful to you. My name is Enimola Elizabeth. What are your thoughts? How exactly is social media affecting you in any way? What are your thoughts? I want to read your comments, and please kindly subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye.